So, what is the role of a parent, and what is that a child expects from a parent?
Once a person is getting a baby, an infant, the parents, they don't know who the child is. No idea of any kind. You are exposed to a very new circumstance, of which there is a small innocent baby is there. We actually don't know how to deal it. What is the demands which is coming from the being? Nothing we know. When we start a life, we have our own lot of troubles already occupied with a lot of troubles. And now in this circumstance, a new baby is there. And baby is very free, very innocent. And he's only looking for the nearness of the mother and comfort and security, nothing else. And the demand is very high that the parent, basically the mother and father together, have to take care of the situation. I'm talking to a group of people who are international group of people. So culturally, this is very different from different countries, from one country to another. But generally, certain things are universal. Protection is sought by everybody. And everybody needs care and concern. And then everybody feels to get some warmth. Everybody wants to be in the field of love. This is universal things. Then country to country, other circumstances are differing. And when you are with the little one who didn't know anything because it is not trained at all, and it is the small one is also exposed to a new circumstance, of which the small one can only hold on to the mother or to the one who is very closer to the baby. So the absolute attention is essential for the parents to see what the child is needed. If our attention is not there, we will not understand what are the demands which are coming. Usually we parents are not relaxed because our mind is fully charged with so many things. We are not free. We are very preoccupied. We have time schedule. We have to move accordingly, but there is a small one. Of course, governments are giving some free time. And so maybe it is a very small period of time, maybe an year. And there's a very, very small little time. The human child has a long infancy. So with this 1 year, nothing is actually happening. And then the child needs big support for a longer period. By the time there's a lot of hormonal changes happens at the time of delivery for females. And then the hormonal changes that happens to the body of the female is making the female closer and closer to the baby. Nothing other than the baby is important. Not even the husband is important. Nobody else is important. Only the baby. It is a kind of drug that is poured into the body that absolute focus is there towards the baby. In the normal condition, if the mother is in a normal physical and mental condition. So nature is creating that kind of a atmosphere so that the child can be brought up. But the extraneous circumstances which we human beings have created is putting a lot of demands to the parents. Many times we are stressed. We are not relaxed by being together with a small child. It's so difficult to relax because the demand is very high and the time is not enough. So many other things has to be done. And the relationship between the husband and wife may get strained during this period because there is a high demand and you cannot really show or express the feelings which you were showing before. So it is a very complex condition. In the complex condition, as the person is, the mother, is charged with hormones, it may be not possible also to meditate or do things like that. So what is the possibility which is left for the mother is to be fully in that condition for which the body's hormones are produced. And so that's the only option. But our society is different. Our demands are a lot. So there is stress. There is a big possibility for getting into bigger stress. So when we are stressed, whatever we do may be incorrect. What the child is asking for is nearness, company, companionship, togetherness, warmth, security, love. Nothing else. What as a grown-up human being, what are we looking for? We are also looking for the same things. Company, companionship, togetherness, warmth, security, and love. Both are looking for this, but the circumstances in which we placed ourselves is placing bigger demands. In the bigger demands, all these basic things cannot be taken care of. And then slowly tension mounts up between the small one and the parents. So we don't know actually what to do. What is right, what is wrong. No parents know what is right, what is wrong. But the society says this is right, this is wrong. Constantly the society is demanding to do this thing, which is right. This is not right. This is good. This is not good. So in that particular condition, a person can be very confused. Maybe many times you may be not able to show your feeling, because your feeling, if you show, maybe someone who is nearby may say that you are overprotecting your child. What to do? The child needs protection. You are, with all your feeling, you are giving. But the people who are around, they feel it is very odd because we have never seen somebody doing these kind of things. And you are spoiling the child, really spoiling the child. How will the child learn things to stand by himself? Overprotecting is not good. They have to face hardships of life so that they will be strong enough to face the hard realities of this life. So when you look, there is a conflict between the demands which is coming from the social demands and your real feelings. You always feel a little guilty. Then your own personal interests, personal things, personal enjoyments, everything is sacrificed. There is no other way. Things are sacrificed. All the pleasures, comforts, music, dance, maybe your exercises, even your meditation, or your feeling to go and meet your mother or father, or maybe your master, nothing works. When your husband goes for a practice, you are staying at home with the child. You were maybe a greater practitioner than the husband, but now you are practicing with your child and your husband is going for practicing. What to do? Nothing. So there is a lot of questions comes up during this period. Lot of questions comes in this period. So what can be done in this condition? parents needs to keep a unbiased mind, calmness to see what is going on. Usually what happens is we don't see what is the need of the small one. We see the need only when there is a cry or there is a demand. We don't exactly see what is going on. All other animals except human beings see this beforehand. They leave their child and watching continuously what is going on. And we human beings cannot watch because we don't have time. There are so many other demands are there. So in this particular circumstance, what is happening is the child loses trust towards you. The child is looking for what? Company, companionship, togetherness, warmth, security, and love. Nothing else. And when it is not going to the child, then what will be the feeling of the child? I am slowly getting abandoned. This is all normal. All children may get into that kind of a feeling. We cannot protect the child completely and handle the child in a very comfortable circumstance all the time. They should also see the world and the difficulties of the world. But it is so important for the parents to give the confidence to the child that the child knows that when there is a demand, I will have my parents with me. That is very important. And once that kind of a feeling is really transmitted to the child, then they can go anywhere. There will be no demand. They are trying to see whether you are there for them or not. I'm saying this is happening in the very early childhood. When once they understand that you are there for them and you are always available, you don't need to be available. But when that confidence is built up in the child, it's not only comforts or pleasures which you offer to them. It is just what they are looking for: company, companionship, as I said, warmth, security, love. And when you, being the parents of the child, generate that confidence by sacrifice, big sacrifice, because you have to sacrifice all the rest of the things. And when you once generate this confidence, even if you don't give any comfort to them, they are comfortable. This is what they are looking for. They would need this. And in the modern times, we don't have time for this. We go for working, we engage the children in some nursery or with some people who could take care of them. And then we are anxious, they are anxious, they never get you. And then you provide everything to them. Money or facilities or toys or all kinds of musical instruments or whatever you think they like. To deflect their attention, you go on providing all these things to the children. But still, what they are looking for is not coming through. So in the formative years, in the very beginning, first 2-3 years, if you are giving this confidence, it is not just showing, it is the feeling that you have emitted to the small one. You have made it. Then they will not demand anything. By looking at your eyes, the small infants, they understand how you feel things. They are very, very sensitive. By looking at your eyes, look at a little time in your eyes and they understand that and she is not okay now. And then immediately the mood of the child changes and the child comes closer and child takes the role of the parent to comfort the parent. This is the relationship. And anyway, all animals are doing this, but for a human animal, this possibility is sacrificed for other things. So the simple thing which a parent can do is to relax, see things beforehand by focusing on what the child is feeling, not for what the child is thinking, how the child is feeling now. And if a parent has the feeling and a mind to see the feeling of the child, definitely there is a great harmony between the child and the parents, and there is a great confidence for the child, and that will be reflected throughout till they die. And they can never be ugly beings creating troubles to the world, because what they looked for, it had come to them. They are satisfied beings. And when there is a group of satisfied beings in this world, they can create wonders to the world. But we are rushing for something. We don't know what we are rushing for. Never relaxed, completely rushing for getting something or getting pleasures and comforts and money and business and so many things, whereby we miss the possibility to have the most beautiful time with our own kids. And we miss it. They miss it. So they look for the same thing somewhere else. When the children look for the same thing somewhere else, the parents get upset. Unfortunately, because they are missing. Now, children during the teenage, they go out, they never come back in time. Parents are very upset. They are waiting for some phone calls, maybe from the police station. And so this kind of a complex life system continue. And at the end of the day, all kinds of evil thinking, criminality, anger, aggression, war, fighting, and human beings transforms into something else. Now, our race has changed to something else. We all have become different. And that is a big trouble for the world. So, in short, what I could say as an answer to the question is, basically, we need to have a little preparation to understand ourselves before entering into the parenthood. So that you know how to see things. Then as we have that background, certainly we can relax ourselves better. And then we can see beforehand what is going on in the mind of the child. We don't know the child when the child comes. It takes time for us to understand the child, but we feel the child. And that feeling needs to be exchanged or given to the child, and that will give confidence to the child. And they don't demand anything other than your company, your companionship, your togetherness, nothing. It is simple, most simple, beautiful things the child is looking for. An exchange of warmth. Any small vibration that happens inside your mind, in a very subtle corner of your mind, the child looks at your face and understands. And we have that capacity. We are the same child. We are the same child grown up and lost. So we also understand. So this mind needs to be kept. A little relaxed mind, a little preparation to become a parent, and then when you get the child, then you can focus. And anyway, the being is an individual. He is a completely different individual. And being a parent, we cannot inject our mind into a different being. We cannot do that. This is what all parents are doing. They want their child to be something particular according to their belief, their conviction, their interest, and their understanding. It's very frustrating for children because they are different individuals. At least that should not be done as a parent. Not giving our mind into them. Give an environment for them so that they develop their mind. Otherwise, later they will come and say, you have spoiled me. You constantly demanded things from me that I became like this. Then. So this is very important, not to give your mind to the child. Child is a completely different individual, came here, and give all the circumstances which is possible for the child to develop his own mind. And this is very important. And it is a big thing. Child mentoring is really a great, one of the greatest thing. If someone can do it in a great way, you may make a lot of mistakes on the way. But if you are very not careful, if you are a person of great feeling, you will see all these things which the child is demanding, his feelings, and then the relationship between you and the child will be great. And then at the old age, in countries like India, we want at least our children to come and see you or spend a little time with you. In India, elsewhere may be different story. And one yoga teacher once asked me, he said to me that my mother is not well. Maybe she is in her last days of her life. And so I wanted an advice from you. What should I do? Should I go and see her and spend time with her? Because I have no time. I'm living far away, 350 kilometers away. And so what do you advise me to do? A human being is asking to another human being, what should I do when my mother is not well and going to die? You understand where we have gone to. I said to him, you said once a story to me that Ramana Maharshi is considered as a great master and you adore and worship Ramana Maharshi. And Ramana Maharshi, during his last days of his mother, he was spending his time with his mother because the mother came to his ashram. Spending his time with his mother, and his mother died in his lap. This you felt very great about. then why the question? Think about it and do according to what you can. This is how human mind have altered, changed. So focus your attention with relaxation. Feel what another being is feeling. And that we have not practiced among ourselves as humans. As we have not practiced among ourselves, when we get a child, we will also be not able to do it because we don't know how to feel. So in my experience and understanding, I can only say that keep your sensitiveness to feel what's going on. And that will be understood by you, whether it is your child or somebody's child or a friend or another animal or a plant or anything which is there in this world, because you have not lost your sensitive nature. And to keep up your sensitive nature is so important for holding the life forms together in this world. So that is the only thing a parent as a human being has to do. Every rest of the things will be fixed accordingly. It's a big subject. It is my favorite subject also. So thank you.